Hello, I'm Little John Pie, and welcome to my second video guide. In this video I'm going to cover another question which I'm commonly asked, and that is, what does the Ring of Wealth actually do, and is it worth me actually wearing one? There's a lot of misconceptions out there about what the Ring of Wealth actually does. A lot of people think it does nothing, and I'm going to show you it does do something, and by the end of this video you'll know exactly what it does. And some people think it only helps medium level drops, like it will give you better herbs or more coins on the floor. It does more than that. It doesn't even affect these at all. It only affects the rare items. Now, I know what you're thinking. If all of these other people have got it wrong, why should I trust you? Well, there's a simple answer to that, and that's that I get my information from Jagex themselves. The information I'm going to tell you now is the same information that you can find in issue 24 of the God Letters on the RuneScape website, where someone actually asked Guthix what the Ring of Wealth does, and he explains it using roulette wheels, and it's a bit confusing. I'm going to be using a much nicer example. Okay, what does the Ring of Wealth actually do? Before I can tell you what the Ring of Wealth does, I'm going to need to explain to you a little bit about how drops are worked out in RuneScape. I'm not talking about PvP drops, I'm talking about when you kill a monster, how does RuneScape work out what item you're going to get. Now what you probably think Jagex do is they have a big long list of all the items that the monster could drop, and each item has a specific chance of being dropped on the floor. And when you kill a monster, the item that you get is based on those chances, and you just get one off of that list. This isn't actually how it's done. How it's done is, first, each drop is split into three things. You've got your 100% drop, that's usually bones or ashes. Then you have your charms. They're done completely separately because they were brought in late in game, and they're just a completely different drop with completely different percentages. You've got to think about this. And then you've got your normal drops, what you'd expect to get off a monster and what you hope to get. Now, even these normal drops aren't held on a single list. They're actually held on two, and I'm going to use the Iron Dragon as an example as to what's held on what list. Now, on one list you have every single one of your rares. All of the rares go on a separate list. So you've got all your rune items, your clue scrolls, your half keys, dragon plate legs, and the draconic visage. On the other list you have all of your normal drops. You've got your runes, your coins, potions, rune javelins, curry, all the addy items, and there's even a section for nothing because Jagex are nice like that. And of course, alongside these you also have the chances of getting the drop. Now, I'm going to put random numbers in. Do not quote these numbers, they are completely random ones which I've made up on the spot. They are not the ones Jagex uses. Also, alongside these on this list, there's also another thing to put on there, and that is rare, alongside with the chance of actually getting a rare from this monster. Now, how do you get a rare item from killing a monster on RuneScape? Well, when you kill the monster, you pick something on the first column. Most of the time it will just be crap. It will be coins, addy items, all of that rubbish. But occasionally you'll actually hit on this rare item in the list, and that means you're going to get something off of the second list. So we go to the second list, and that is where you get your drop from. So, in summary, in order to get a rare item on RuneScape, a specific one, not only do you have to hit rare on the first column, in order to get a Visage you have to hit Visage on the second column as well. Now we know how to get a rare on RuneScape, we can start thinking about how the Ring of Wealth affects these tables in order to actually get a decent item. Now, the Ring of Wealth doesn't actually affect this first column. It doesn't change the chances of you actually getting a rare or anything else. Your chances of getting a rare are exactly the same. What the Ring of Wealth does is it affects the second column. It gives you a better chance of getting a better rare. So, it'll give you a bit more chance of getting the Visage and plate legs and plate skirt by reducing the chances of you getting, say, rune limbs. So the Ring of Wealth doesn't actually help you get a rare. It helps you get a better rare than you would have got if you weren't wearing the ring. So when should I wear the Ring of Wealth? Obviously you should wear it when you go out killing monsters, but when should you choose it over other rings? The first question you've got to ask yourself is, do you think you're going to die? If the answer to that question is yes, then I would say wear the Ring of Life, because that is going to save you a lot more money than the Ring of Wealth would make you. Okay, if you don't need the Ring of Life and you don't mind risking dying of your items and you don't think you're going to die anyway, then you've got to ask yourself, do you have any of the Fremnik rings? That's the Seer's Ring, the Archer Ring, the Berserker Ring, and the Warrior Ring. Now, I personally would say wear those over the Ring of Wealth any day, and the answer is this. those rings will be able to help you kill the monsters faster. Helping you kill the monsters faster will actually improve your chances of getting a decent drop a lot more than the Ring of Wealth will, purely because it's only a small change. It's not significant enough for you to choose it over one of the Fremenic rings. Okay, that's about it for this video, and I hope after watching this you understand exactly what the Ring of Wealth does. I understand that still isn't that great, but I prefer you guys to actually understand what it does and then make an opinion, rather than just listening to a lot of people telling you it's just shit, which it isn't. It's actually a pretty good ring if you haven't got anything else to wear. It's also incredibly cheap for what it is. I remember when I was a lower level and I couldn't even dream of spending the amounts that the Fremenic rings actually cost on just a ring and their tiny stat advantages. I was actually quite glad to have the Ring of Wealth as something to put in that slot. And why not? It may not help much, but it helps and is better than nothing.